why are we reviving the spiritual tradition of the householder, the grahastya, as we say in Sanskrit? It was the original tradition. The idea of a renunciate as a monk or a nun versus a hermit who just lives alone in the woods enjoying their connection to everything. Someone who renounces the world. That's a very recent trend, only about 3,000 years old, as best we can tell. By the time Buddha came along, he was absorbed in that trend. He sort of joined the popular movement. Sort of like he became a beatnik and ran away to join the beatniks, you know. So he was becoming a renunciate. He was trying out all the various styles of it. And he came back and created his own style of it. And it became immensely popular because he became very effective at becoming detached from the world. So it achieves that goal, which we don't really want as a goal, but it achieves that goal. It's not the ultimate goal for us. So my teachers actually said, my teacher was a renunciate, my main Indian teacher, and my Tibetan teacher, both renunciates. And they said, no, you should teach this householder tradition. You should bring it back powerfully. This is the real tradition. This is the main tradition. We only need to look at genetic studies, evolutionary biology, etc., to know that the celibate monk or nun tradition cannot be the tradition of all the people. To practice the highest level of spirituality could not be to be celibate. We know that only 1 to 2% of the entire population is genetically geared towards celibacy. So why would this be considered the best way for everybody to spiritually practice? Only those people are practitioners of a high level and everyone else isn't? That's actually for the past 3,000 years what's been going on outside of Tantra. You know, the celibate ones who have a knack for it and do it quite easily excel in these transcendental techniques. And the other 98, 99% of us suckers try to become the same thing and can't do it. And go, wow, they're amazing. And we go like this, and we go, I guess not this life, but maybe I can someday. And see, and you spiritually self-defeat, right? I'm being a bit harsh, but I'm bringing the point home in a real way, using even biology to point it out. Okay, most of us, the vast majority, 98, 99% of us are geared towards sexuality and procreation. That makes us a householder. Whether you have 5 marriages and 10 kids with different people or whatever, don't care. You're still in the same game. Whether you never have kids, but you just, are philandering everywhere, you're still in the same game, okay? You're not a celibate. So the householder tradition is a very powerful ancient tradition of Dharma. The monk and nun tradition, the renunciate tradition, is fairly modern in the scheme of things. If Tantra has been around for 20,000 years, my guru even quotes it once at 65,000 years, he thinks. The Tibetan Bon say over 30,000 years, So we're talking a long time before 3,000 years, let's say, at the very least. This is the original way. It biologically fits more human beings. So we must have a spiritual practice that is correct for human beings that are going to be householders. Tantra is that practice. That's why we're bringing it back. I've been asked by both traditions, the Shakti-Shaiva Dharma and the Bon, and my teacher, His Holiness, to really make it much more powerful within the householder lineage. These both great masters, Swami Satyananda and his successor, Swami Niranjan, has said this to me as well. He's also my junior guru in that system. And His Holiness have said, you can't have a spiritual elite in the society ministering to the lay people and have any kind of spiritual upliftment for the planet, any kind of real human consciousness and social condition upliftment. There must be a spirituality at the grassroots level. It doesn't mean that it has to be a low level kind of thing, a watered down thing. It just means it has to be right for us in our position in life. Our station in life, our natural birth aptitude for 98, 99% of us is to be a householder. Right? Having done our household karma at 50, 60, 70, 80, then we head to a hermitage. That's in our tradition, that's fine. If we choose to, maybe not. But we can go alone for a while, because I've been around people all my life. Maybe I do want to be alone for a while. It's not bad as I go out, and prepare for death correct way. That's good. But there's a great importance in reviving this, a great saliency for now. It's very important for now. It's very relevant that we bring spirituality away from the transcendental, away from the over-masculinized idea, back towards the feminine that Tantra talks about, back towards the immanent, back towards this planet, this life, and real celebration of it. Wars will decrease. I don't think they'll ever go away, but they'll decrease. Women will get in positions of power. Things will get rectified nicely. Tantra is the tradition for this next age, and it is based upon householder practice and householder realized enlightenment. Householders should hold the tradition.